your ability to think clearly, practically, as a young person, just starts to reduce once you involve sexual relationships. Maybe because I didn't have the privilege of second chances. Like, you know how they say that you now will get back up. Like, I didn't have a backup, so I didn't have any opportunity to even mess up. I kept telling God that I don't have anyone, and you know that I don't have anyone, and this is the only escape route that I have out of this life. So it's my birthday. It's my birthday today, guys, and I got a lot of flowers. I got a lot of gifts. I'm so happy. Anyway, I wanted to quickly make this video. I don't know, but I just thought I'll make it. These are two things that I will tell my 20-year-old self. Okay, on a second thought, I don't think I want to cut them now because I haven't taken pictures with them, right? So, I will just leave it for now because I wanted to put these flowers in that vase and then switch this to another vase. But anyway, one thing I'll tell my younger self is that you're not dull, you're not slow, you just don't have the support. Yes, and I found that it makes a difference. There are a lot of people who are doing so well in life. They're growing, they're making money, they're getting good jobs. Like, things are just fast for them. I remember when I was in school then, while I'm struggling to still write 200 level exams, some people have written ICANN, they've gotten all certifications. Now, I'm not taking away the part of hard work that those people put in, no, but I'm saying a lot of times those people have support. They have people who are pushing them, they have people who are funding those things. So I'll tell you a very short, a very abbreviated story. I was on a second class upper for like from like my 100 level to 200 level, and I really struggled because at that time, I don't even want to go into details. At that time, it was really hard for me. It was really hard. So I was balancing school and working in school and just trying to meet up with a lot of things. But the moment I got help, like someone came into my life that changed everything for me. He started to support me and I was able to take my mind off work and just focus on school. And that was it. I went from a 2-1 to a very fast. I went from a 2-1 to a very sharp first class. And so it hit me at that time that you are not dumb. You are not dull, you are not slow, you just don't have the push, you just don't have the support. And sometimes when you are doing everything by yourself, there's only so much that you can do. Do you understand? Yes. So this is me telling my younger self or anybody who's in my position at that time now that don't worry, just do what you can do. When God sends the help that you need, you realize that it was not you after all. You just didn't have help. Because the truth is a lot of us can do so much, but where is support coming from? Right? So don't put pressure on yourself, don't blame yourself, and don't compare yourself with anybody. If God says it will happen in your destiny, believe me, it will. Okay? The second thing I would like to tell my younger self is that you're not missing out on anything. And that is the very honest truth. You are not missing out on anything. When I was younger, I always had this idea of, like people were doing things that were more fun. People were having a life. Like people had more interesting events that I had to attend to. People had so much going on in their lives, and I was just always there, not doing anything, not going anywhere. The most interesting thing that was happening for me at the time was school or church, and I constantly felt like I was missing out on life. You know how they tell you that, when you are young, live life or enjoy you, because I'm very honest with you, you're not really missing out on anything. There is nothing that has to be experienced, and I mean in any capacity, that cannot wait. I'm not saying that those people who have lived that life, things are bad for them. Some of them are really excelling. But I'm saying that you are not particularly missing something. There is nothing that they're doing right now or at that time that if you don't do it, your life will be upside down. You are not missing out on anything. Don't let anybody pressure you into that space where you will now make decisions that you regret simply because you feel like you want to catch up, or you want to let your head down and mingle and belong. All right? The third thing I want to tell my younger self is continue reading, Annie. It will be worth it. You know how I've always believed that education is the key. I don't know how I caught that thing early, but I've always just held on to it. And I think because from where I'm from, I didn't see any other prospects. I live abroad now. I'm grateful, but it was never in my plan, never in my picture. Never did not anywhere. I didn't have that plan. All I had in my mind was book, study, get a good grade as much as I can, get a good job, and let God just take it from there. But I had other privileges, and I'm grateful for where I'm at today. But the truth is, I would say that my hope has always been education. And I think my grandparents had a way of instilling that in me. So I really held on to education. And so there were times where I would put in my all. And I would be like, God, I need help. Like, if I don't get help, I cannot survive it. Like, I've just been in a very reflective mode this birthday. And it just really hits me as to why I feel like this. I kept telling God that I don't have anyone, and you know that I don't have anyone, and this is the only escape route that I have out of this life. So I really put my all into my books. And what I would tell my 20-year-old self right now is, die inside. And this is not to say that if you go to school, that means you are going to excel, or no, it must be school. It could be a skill, it could be vocation, right? It could be you learning one or two trades. But whatever it is, just be educated in one way or the other. So for me at the time, it was school. And this is not also to say that if you go to school, life will be heaven and earth for you, because we all have different destinies, right? But at least give your education a chance. Give it a chance. Give it your all. For me, education was my only hope. And so I just banked on it and I gave it my all. And what I would tell my 20-year-old self is, you are doing the right thing. Like, read, and you just keep reading till you die. Read. If I even had the opportunity to have gained more certifications at that time, I would have. Because I can tell you that, I've said it in my channel before, that school is no scam. There is no way or capacity where your education is a waste. It is not. And if you have the opportunity to leave that country that you are in, where education is not valued, you will thank yourself. Okay? So that's one thing I'll tell my younger self. Another thing I'll tell my older self is, hold on to God. Yes, hold God. You know the kind of hold that you hold God and like, oh, Father, I'm holding on to you. Not that type. I'm talking of the type where you wrap yourself around his neck and say, Father, it is here or nowhere else. I've always considered myself a church girl, and not because I'm a holy girl or I'm a very upright person, but you will always find me in church. I feel that way because that was basically the only thing that was fun in my life. I was not an SU, like a spirit coco, like somebody who was very solid or never made mistakes. So no, I had like a lot of bad experiences too with life, right? But I just made God my anchor. I was a very, very churchy girl. I held on to God so much, and I feel like it paid off. Never have I seen, and never will I ever see, a person that has held on to God that failed. Truly, stay in God. Stay in God. It's inside God is safe. You always find me around the things of God. You always find me in that circle, because that is the only place where I feel safe. Some time ago, my husband and I had gone to this party. It was a friend's birthday party, and I wanted to go. I kept saying that, baby, I want to go. I want to experience something. I just want to let my head down. I just want to have this experience. I've never been to the club. I want us to. My husband kicked against, and I was like, no, baby, let us go. I dragged him there. When we got there, he was looking at me like, Annie. I said, baby, I want to dance. I want to dance. Okay. We entered and we had a nice time. We met the celebrants. We had a good time with the celebrants. And when we were done, at a point I was like, baby, I think it's time for us to go. He was like, he agrees. And while we were driving back home, I told him, I don't want to be there. I never want to be in that space again. And he was like, at least thank God you're the one that said it. So you would not say that, oh, I'm the one that's holding you back from exploring life, right? I felt like I just in that moment realized that life is safer in the gospel. Life is safer in the gospel. Like if you choose to be a Christian girl or a Christian boy and hold on to it, trying, if you fail, you pick up, you fail, you pick up, just consistently trying. Life is better and safer in that space. You don't want to know the kind of things people get into just because they want to have fun. Hold on to God. It is safer by all means. There are a lot of problems you will never experience in this life. You will not even know what it's about. Hold on to God though. Only God. Only God can change anybody's life. Only God can change anybody's story. And it's never too late, right? It can change at any time. That's one thing I'll tell my younger self. If you know me, you know that I'm a liver. It's one of my terrible character traits, or it's one of my terrible personality traits. I am a liver. I am a go, gone. I never fight for relationships. And it is bad. Let me be very honest with you. It is bad. I've lost very good friendships for that reason. However, I will tell my 20-year-old self, good job and well done. The reason I would say that is because at that time, that was not my focus. I was not about relationships. I was not about friendships. Am I saying that you should not focus on building friendships? No. But I'm saying that it is not your focus. It's not your priority. The 20-year-old me was not committed to anybody. I was friends, but I never did the bestie ride or die, especially when the person I'm going with is trying to do like this. Do you understand? I made friends, a lot of friends, and I was always like going on my path. If I'm going with you and at any point in time, you just twist like this, I'm gone. It was very bad. I still have a friend right now who calls me a liver. Like, it's bad. I'm not saying it's good, please. It's bad. And right now, as a growing adult, I'm learning to be more committed to friendships, to try, to not judge. I used to judge a lot of people. Like when I see people do things, I'm like, how are you able to do this? Maybe because I didn't have the privilege of second chances. Like, you know how they say that you now will get back up. Like I didn't have a backup, so I didn't have any opportunity to even mess up. I didn't have that chance. So I was living anyway, nobody can entirely know the whole story, right? So you cannot exactly tell your whole story to people. But at the time that I was growing up, I was in a state where you have to get it right or else it's finished. Oh, there's no hope. Oh, like you're gone. You're gone. So I could not afford to be with a friend who has a father or a mother that's going to bail them out, or has uncles in the department that's going to help them work their results or give them jobs. I didn't have anything or anybody, so I could not afford to be affiliated with those people. Do you understand me? So that was why I was a leaver. If I just see that, oh, you are left, you are going left, I'm right, far away from you before you even realize you and you are not friends. You're not friends. So I would tell my younger self, it's fine. Relationships are not your priority, because you will outgrow a lot of friendships. Focus on yourself and where you are going. Build yourself to that level where you start to give value, and you will see that you will start to reconnect to people again. As long as you are not ending those friendships on a toxic note. Yes, there were some relationships that I ended. Maybe I was the toxic one, so they cut me off. It was not as though I was the one cutting everybody off. No, there were times when people cut me off because my too no was too much, and I agree. But I'm learning to be more calm, more patient, less judgmental about people. And now I can take risks because I'm a grown adult, and at least I've been able to build some structures for myself. So if you don't sort of match me, I'll just try to live with you, cohabit with you as my friend, but I won't run away as before, right? So yeah, friendships are not your focus. You becoming a person of value is more important, all right? Another thing that I'll tell my younger self is do not compromise. Do not compromise for anything. Don't let anything distract you. Yes, don't let anything distract you. One of the things that would distract you as a 20-year-old or as a young, wild, free Gen Z body is relationships. Relationships can be very distracting. especially when sex is involved. It can be impairing, like it can make you mentally and mentally and spiritually impaired. Yes, your ability to think clearly, practically, and achieve so much as a young person just starts to reduce once you involve sexual relationships. I'm not in any way a motivational speaker or an inspirational teacher. I don't qualify for any of those, but I'm just saying one of the things you should avoid, intentionally run from, are sexual relationships. Run, just run. See, you can have relationships, you can have relationships like date people, get to know people, be in very healthy relationships with people. But once sex is involved, run. It's one of the fastest ways to put yourself in problems, or put yourself to just have baggages, or to just make life complicated for yourself, is to have sexual relationships with people. But I'm saying that your ability to just have a clear mind, focus on your book, read, succeed, is considerably higher when you are not sexually impaired compared to when you are. And I do say that with my full chest. Anybody who disagrees should bring facts in the comments. I am ready to banter. Sexual relationships are very distracting. And if you're a 20-year-old or around that 20-year-old range and you're looking for a way to build your focus, build a sharp mind, you have no business being in sexual relationships. Stop waiting for motivation. I boast of it all. Me, don't motivate. I am enough. I have enough ginger. I am enough ginger for myself. In fact, the ginger that I have, it can push me into depression. Like, no, I don't motivate. You don't need motivation. You are looking for somebody you need somebody to shake you up. You need somebody to ginger you. So if you are not gingered, you won't move. Okay, you know how you just some people's things and be like, this person don't motivate me now. Some of those motivations are short term, and they are what's that word? They are very time driven. After a while, you will lose it because it's somebody. I think it was Lai Wasabi. Was he the one that was explaining the Newton's law of physics? I can't remember, where he said that he was like, an object moves when pressure is put on it. However, that object will stop when another pressure is put, or something like an obstacle is put to stop it. And so he said that my own motivation, especially in Nigeria, cannot be stopped by an external factor because my push initially was internal. So because the thing that's pushing me is internal, external cannot stop me. Do you get it? So you have to motivate yourself, because if you are waiting for somebody to come and motivate you to do things, it will work for a time. Another thing will come and stop it outside. Maybe when you just start the push, because somebody pushed you, eventually somebody will still stop you. But if the push comes from within, only you can stop yourself, not without. Do you understand that? Yes, so motivate yourself. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I want you guys to tell me how old you think I am in the comments, and share your comments with me. What is one thing you think you'll tell your younger self? What is one thing you're learning right now and you would like to teach your younger self that thing? Please drop a comment to wish me a happy birthday. I would really appreciate it. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Mwah.